Well, the CPO Creed itself is it's a fundamental acknowledgement of where we transition from the junior ranks into the Chief Petty Officer ranks. It's that guideline. It tells us where we're coming from and where we're going to. It's also showing us that it's not just about being here and being a pay grade and coming in for an eval bullet. It's anchoring up. So the part about the creed that resonates with me is it's basically saying you have merely not been promoted, but you've actually joined an organization, a fraternity, if you will, of people that want to make the Navy better. And it's not about just coming in as a leader and it being all about you. When you go forward and you find yourself in this fraternity, this organization, this collection of chiefs, it's not just you by yourself. And it's a brotherhood, a sisterhood. It's something that you can look back to and you can find yourself when you're having a challenge, when you're having a problem, you can come to the Chief's Mess, you can be part of that, and you can be successful. You don't have to solve the problem by yourself. It's you and your brothers and sisters. So for myself, it was always about calmness, forgiveness, awareness, and perseverance, and patience. Because for me, I had a lot of mistakes growing through the ranks, and I had those hospital corpsman chiefs there, and I had other chiefs from other rates just guiding me and showing me, hey, we're here for you. And they allowed me to make those mistakes. And that was the characteristics I think is all leaders, is giving your junior sailors the opportunity to make those mistakes and move forward, because without that, you can't learn. You can't put it in that muscle memory. So 20 years and being in the Chief's Mess for at least 9 of those, the chief itself is something that is universally known throughout the Navy. But I think for most sailors and for most officers and anyone involved, the chief is someone you're going to go to because you know that they have a background, and whether it's technical or whether it's experience in life, because we all come from somewhere. And a lot of times the chief is that fundamental person, that backbone, that cornerstone that keeps the department, that keeps the Navy going forward, because they're there for the programs, they're there for the department, they're there for everybody. And it's somebody to fall back on, and that's what the chief is. So first off, for those aspiring Chief Petty Officers, I tell them the road is not paved with gold. It's not easy. It's something that's going to be full of hard knocks. It's going to be tests. It's going to be challenges. It's going to be things that you're never going to expect. You're going to come in one day and you're going to show up the next day and it's going to be completely different. For a new Chief Petty Officer stepping into those ranks, you go with what you know. A lot of chiefs are there and they're going to mentor you. They're going to get you through all of those hard times because you have that technical knowledge, you have that background in whatever rate you're in the Navy, but you just don't have the experience of dealing with life circumstances that the Chief Petty Officer has. And that's what's going to come to the forefront when you're sitting there trying to figure out, how do I make life better for these sailors? Because it's about the sailors, and as a chief, you better stand by, because you're going to have to sacrifice a lot of your time, your patience, your effort, because it's not about you anymore. It's about making the Navy function. And that's where you have to anchor up every day and step forward and be a good role model. So for those who've never been around a chief, it's really hard to kind of explain the full logistics of what we do. The fundamentals, they pretty much get it. Leadership, they understand that. They understand the technical expertise, and that's where we've come from. We've risen through the ranks up to be that technical expert. But the thing that they don't understand is the fact that we're chiefs to everybody. Not just a rating, not just a department. We're chiefs to the entire Navy. And that is a responsibility that's on our shoulders as chiefs across the United States, across branches. For our Coast Guard service members that are out there, the chief is somebody that you know you can fall back on But at the same time, it's not written in any regulation that this is the person that you're going to have to go to and you're going to have to find for mentorship. Because the chief is a life coach, for lack of a better term. They're there from start to finish. They're there with you when you're an E1, and they're there with you when you're an 06. Because it's not just someone that's there, that comes and collects a paycheck. They're here late hours, making sure that the behind the scenes things are getting done.